Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
So it's Edmonton at Sask tonight to kick off Week 15 in the Canadian Football League. Saskatchewan's favored by 7.5. They've won 7 in a row against Edmonton. Their head coach, Craig Dickinson, is 6-0 against Edmonton, never lost to him. Their quarterback, Cody Fajardo, is 5-0 against Edmonton. And Edmonton's quarterback, Taylor Cornelius, is 0-3 against Saskatchewan. Like literally all the numbers, all the stats say Saskatchewan will win. 100% of them say Saskatchewan will win tonight. Is there any chance that that does not happen and Edmonton pulls off the upset, in your opinion?
There's a chance. I mean, what do we call them, right? I mean, this is a game that is right for the picking for Edmonton. A trap game. Thank you. It's called a trap game. All the numbers are pointing to Saskatchewan, but let's not forget Saskatchewan's had their own share of distractions. As I learned yesterday, Cody Fajardo hasn't slept all week. So there's all these things that are moving along that could play for the big upset, right? Taylor Cornelius has played pretty well, for the Edmonton Elks, the quarterback. He's earned a 2-year contract extension. There's some bright spots there, but they are coming into Mosaic. They're coming into Saskatchewan. So the smart money is still to go with the Riders, but it could happen.
For sure. By the way, you learned that Cody hadn't slept all week from me, or had you heard that somewhere else?
No. This is all from you.
Okay, I'm guessing he hasn't slept all week, but I don't know. Maybe he's locked his wife and newborn son in another room so he could go sleep.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show. Good morning, Rod Squad.
Maybe tomorrow I'll tell you guys about the game that I went to in San Antonio with Snoop Dogg. Remember that one, Clark? The Lakers and Spurs? Snoop Dogg and I went, Bob.
How about that?
Snoop Dogg was sitting courtside. I was up in the nosebleeds, but we were in the arena at the same time. I was there with him.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a brand new week. It's the RP Show. It's your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show in America. It's one of many in Canada. It's the number one and only live daytime television talk show. We're on Game Plus TV. Also on the radio in Metro Atlanta, WQEE 99.1 FM, and also on your favorite streaming device and podcast platform. It's episode number 844. We're coming to you from beautiful and steamy South Florida. That's one half of the show. The other half joins us from the NHL's Bermuda Triangle in Canada, and it's also the home and heartland of the Canadian Football League. Darren Moose Dupont joins us. Do you have the lights on there, or is it that bright and sunny of a day there in the sweatpants capital where you reside?
The lights are definitely on, but it is partly cloudy outside today.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you for the weather report from both locales. Coming up on the program today from Ultimate Franchise Fantasy Sports, Dean Millard. He runs a wonderful digital streaming show over there on Twitch. I find myself watching it. I enjoy it. Dean Ducky Millard will be with us later in Hour 1. And in Hour 2, the president of the Canadian Elite Basketball League's Vancouver Bandits, Dylan Kular. They've just been sold off from the league-owned CEBL to private ownership in the Lower Mainland, and Dylan Kular, the team president, is going to join us to talk about that. And I think we can hit it, Director Jordan, with a quick six show horn, if you don't mind.
How about that?
Thank you. I'm going to dispense with the how's the weekend, how was yours, how was mine, because really nobody cares. But I will just tell you this. Moose, I believe that I was suffering from heat stroke yesterday while I was watching NFL football in the afternoon and tweeting. Not that I'm making any excuses for myself, but I spent a solid, hard 2 hours paddling kayak in the Florida Keys. 2 hours hard in Florida heat. Still summer. It's summer year-round, but it's really hot right now. So I was a little dazed and confused by the time I got home and sat down and watched some of these wild NFL games. So point one, call it a comeback Sunday. The NFL hasn't seen in years. The Dolphins and Cardinals made history by overcoming 20-point halftime deficits to win on the same day while the Jets rallied from a 13-point deficit in the final 2 minutes. I see everybody's comments are coming in already. I can't get to them now. But we will later. So if you want to write in again later, that would be cool too. But it's me and Moose's time now. Two other teams almost joined that comeback club. The Atlanta Falcons fought back from a 28-3 third-quarter deficit only to fall short against the Super Bowl champion Rams 31-27 in L.A. And Joe Burrow helped the Cincinnati Bengals erase a 17-3 halftime deficit in Dallas. But Brett Maher, which the announcers still don't know how to say his name, Brett Maher kicked a 50-yard field goal as time expired to give the Cowboys a 20-17 win. Like me, Brett Maher spent time in the Canadian Football League, and we didn't know how to say his name there either. 2 weeks into the season, close games and wacky finishes are a common theme in the NFL. It's great news for the league, giving viewers who have no fantasy football nor gaming interest reason to stick around until the end. There have been 12 games decided by 3 points or fewer already, the most to the first 2 weeks of a season in NFL history. So I had the good fortune of watching the 2 games I focused on were the Dolphins and Ravens. Obviously, it aired in this market. And then later on, my Cowboys against the Bengals. Got to catch that one, too. So I was a pretty happy guy on Sunday. What was your focus, Moose?
Yeah, for me, I don't often watch NFL Red Zone. I really don't. I like to get into games. So I like to watch the whole thing or get into them. And I'll channel flip myself. But I was watching Red Zone. I had to, because there was so much action going on that I needed somebody at the controls going bing, 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 bing. Sometimes, you get the 4 box of different games at the same time, because it was wild. Those finishes, especially in the early games. I mean, the Cardinals and Raiders game was wild in its own, but I was really tuned into that Jets game and Joe Flacco with his big comeback, and then following Tua, because I saw your tweet that, Lamar Jackson was just rolling, and this isn't going to slow down the rumors of him going to Miami. And it was like Tua read your tweet at halftime and was like, okay, Rod, goes out, throws 6 touchdowns, and the Dolphins win. I mean, this was unbelievable, and it's why the NFL continues to be so great.
I'm pretty sure he did read the tweet, and I have to say this. Number one, our poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center is, which was the best Week 2 NFL game? I just named, all of them. I didn't name the Jets-Cleveland game in the dog pound. So your options are Ravens, Dolphins, second biggest Miami comeback in franchise history. They won, the Dolphins. Number 2, the Cowboys and Bengals. Mentioned that. Number 3, Raiders and Cardinals. Or number 4, Browns and Jets, with the Jets with the stomach. Wild finish there in Cleveland. And running away with it, Miami-Baltimore. And that's why I want to say, by the way, I've learned a lot in a short amount of time. Well, I do feel I had heat stroke. I think Lamar Jackson had thrown 3 touchdowns by halftime. It was his greatest performance ever. People have to understand, there's a lot of Tua hate here in South Florida. And whether you love him or hate him, it's Tua this, Tua that, Tua. Everywhere you go. And a lot of people want Lamar Jackson here. And he was off to his best start ever and was one of his best games ever. So I tweeted that. And then, as you say, the Dolphins storm back and Tua throws 6 touchdowns over the course of the game. And people are going, yeah, the Dolphins don't need a new quarterback. They don't want Lamar. What I've learned is, if you can, don't tweet during games. I learned that in Canada. I learned that for CFL games. I learned that for NHL games. I learned that for junior hockey games. And now I'm slowly infecting Americans' minds. I'm moving into the NFL. I'm moving into college football with my coverage. And it's just highly entertaining. Here's a note for you youngsters, including our intern Braden. Here's one for you. Say the most wild, outlandish crap that you can think of. Just say it and write it, because that's what people remember. They don't really remember. In a couple of weeks, they're not going to remember what I said about the Ravens and Dolphins. But they tune in. They go, what's this crazy bastard going to say next? That, kids, is the secret to longevity in this business. Be entertaining, and say whatever the hell pops into your head. Okay, we're going to move on to the CFL. Anything else? Do you have anything else on this before we do?
Let's move. I'm good.
We're going to come back on Monday Night Football in a minute because your team's playing. And by the way, it's not a doubleheader. As you know, that's point 6B. So I'll come to that. A lot of people have come here today to talk about the Canadian Football League because this is the CFL's number one podcast. There aren't many CFL podcasts to begin with, but this is number one. And so here are your games. There were only three. Edmonton beat Sask 26-24, which I said the numbers showed there was no way, no way Edmonton would win in Sask on Friday. Who won, Darren?
Edmonton won in Sask on Friday.
26-24. The head coach of Saskatchewan comes out, Craig Dickinson, whom I love, and I think is a tremendous coach, and said, we're not very good. That was after the game. The quarterback, Cody Fajardo, got booed by the home crowd, which is not a rarity, and it's certainly not a first for him, let alone a list of franchise greats. He said it hurt, and he said the team feels like the whole world's against them. He's right on all counts. But if you went and listened to my commentary this morning on Sask Radio, you can read it at rodpeterson.com. Cody does need to toughen up. I don't think my brother will mind. We had this discussion on the phone yesterday, me and my brother. He's like, Cody's got to toughen up. And I said, listen, at 30, I was soft. I'm not saying that Cody's necessarily soft, but I was certainly sensitive. All my family watching, can you at least admit that I was sensitive at that age? Cody's very sensitive. I'm not anymore, clearly. But I got to go through a lot of stuff. So Cody will emerge stronger from what he's going through right now, but he's not going to get through it in time for the playoffs. Nope. So it's going to make him stronger, but not for you, Rider fans. Sorry. This is going to benefit whomever he's with down the line and whatever relationships and teams he's with down the line. But right now, this is bothering him, and they're not going to find their way out of it by playoff time, and they're not going to the Grey Cup. They might not even make the playoff. That's my take. What's yours, Moose?
They're in some trouble, and it was the conversation that kept coming up in this province over the weekend, and that was the theme. Saturday I was in that stadium, right, calling the end of the football weekend in Saskatchewan, and the theme was there was media people rolling through there. There was personnel. I mean, obviously lots of people from the province and from the city, and that was the question. Geez, this team might not make the playoffs. Look at Hamilton got a big win. Montreal's playing okay. Ottawa's even winning some games. Not saying Ottawa's going to catch the Riders, but let's remember for that crossover spot, the Eastern team just needs to be tied to get the playoff spot, right? There's no tie-breaking procedure there. The East gets it. So they're in some real trouble if they don't find their way out of this.
They're in it already. From some of our viewers, from Leonard Ferguson, he says, can somebody in Baltimore please play defense? Oh, boy. I saw a stat this morning, and I'm not the biggest analytics guy. I like reading them, the analytics for our show, analytics for sports. What I read was Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle of the Dolphins have more yards on go routes 2 weeks in than they had all of last year in 17 games. And the cheetah, of course, was with Kansas City. But Mike McDaniel, the coach of the Dolphins, they're calling him here like the professor. He's scheming things up. All he's done is taken the shackles off and let the dogs eat. You got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Let them go. Set them on streaks. Put the ball up. Nobody's going to be able to cover them. So that's what the Ravens found out a little too late on Sunday. I can talk me some NFL if you want. Stacy watching from Access World Headquarters. Stacy says, how about them feisty Buccaneers? How about them? They won at New Orleans 20-10. I got caught, sucked into some fake news again this morning. I got to go through yahoo.ca to get to my mail. Because as you know, my email address is a Yahoo address. So I go through yahoo.ca. First thing, Tom Brady shows cracks of relationship with Giselle on Sunday. I'm like, oh, man. Click. Tom Brady was seen leaving his hotel in New Orleans before the game wearing a blue tracksuit and crisp white sneakers with headphones in. I'm like, that's news? He's been doing that for 23 years. That was part of the news. And during the game, he displayed his frustration at the angst in their marriage by rifling an iPad at the bench in the middle of the game. You sons of bitches. He's been doing that for years. They're trying to relate his marital strife with Giselle to him throwing an iPad against the bench. He does it almost every game, or for sure games that they're losing. Okay, but Tom, if you're a competitor or an entertainer or a performer, the last thing when the camera's on or the lights are on in the stadium or you're on that ice, you're not thinking about your personal problems. Not if you're any good at what you do. And why I got sucked into reading that, that's on me. You go, Tom. Where was I? Oh, I know, Moose, you're just sitting back and enjoying this, aren't you? I don't have a lot to say about the Hall of Fame game. That was the second game of the week. I got a lot of notes here, and we got a lot of time to get to our point because we got a lot of things to get through. Winnipeg Blue Bombers lost in Hamilton 48-31. In the Hall of Fame game, I saw the comments from Zach Collaros afterwards. I read them at bluebombers.com for the benefit of our Bomber fans. This is the second week this year that the Bombers were going into a bye and they lost in their last game going into a bye. And Zach's like, that's got nothing to do with it. I'll give Zach a lot of credit. Zach Collaros, starting quarterback, Winnipeg, formerly of the Cincinnati Bearcats University. He was like, they out-schemed us, they outperformed us, they out-everythinged us. There's no coincidence. Basically, they were better than us. So kudos to Zach. You could tell he was biting his lip so hard, blood was squirting out of it. To have to go into Hamilton and lose, don't sit well with Zach. The Hall of Fame game, it's in my 10 things column. There was a lot of coverage leading up to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, but not a lot of coverage coming out of it. I did see a video clipped together by the CFL. I'll give them a lot of credit. I don't know if this was the actual induction, because it was indoors in the little, I think they call it the Caretaker's Lounge, and they had the guys speaking, but I don't know if they were outside on the field for their actual speeches. I don't know. I found the coverage of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame induction Friday night lacking, okay? And then Saturday night, BC Lions win in Calgary 31-29. I see Jeff, the Stamps fan, and a few Stamps fans are complaining about the officiating. This is the second time BC's gone into Calgary and won a tight one this season already. Listen, all we care about is the fight that happened after the game. And I feel weird, as I'm sure you do. Lucky Whitehead, the former Dallas Cowboy, now the Lions, supposedly said something about Cam Judge, who's a good friend of mine. He came to visit us at Super Bowl in Los Angeles this year, came on our show. Said something about Cam or his family, allegedly. Cam responded by sucker punching him, and then it carried over out into the parking lot, I guess. Here's the thing on that. Guys, what is this? High school? And my guy Kevin, watching an airdrie, our medium friend, who, by the way, is correctly making picks. Just going to put that out there. I hope you're putting money on these, Kevin. He goes, is it that bad that there was this controversy? The crowds are down. This is something to give some people to talk about. Boy, you're preaching to the choir. That's what I've been saying for 20 years. But I was called the jerk, the asshole. No, Rod, that's not what we can have as a league. No, we need to be professional. No, we can't have this kind of stuff. So I'll go and join those people. What is this, high school? Doesn't look good for the league. Have somebody suckering somebody after the game and it carries over to the parking lot? Really? Again. What is this, the movie The Outsiders? I'll get your thoughts on that, Moose, and everybody else's. Plus, Garrett Marino has resurfaced in pro football. We're going to look ahead to the Florida Panthers. We have Canadian Premier League news. We're halfway through the Quick Six show topics. It's a Monday, and it's the RP Show on Game Plus TV, live streaming on YouTube and on the radio, WQEE 99.1 FM.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Does this look familiar?
Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
beat. I gotta hit the beat.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
It's episode number 844 of your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show, airing live on Game Plus TV and in the evenings on WQEE. Metro Atlanta 99.1 FM. We put the pause on the viewer comments coming out of a busy weekend. We're pleased to be joined by Dylan Kular, president of the Vancouver Bandits of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Big news, privately owned. Not necessarily splitting away from the CEBL, but this is groundbreaking stuff, Dylan. Welcome to the RP show, by the way. Can you just tell us a little bit what's going on the pro basketball scene out there in the lower mainland of BC?
Yeah, no, just recently we've announced the sale of one of the original 6 franchises in the Canadian Elite Basketball League, the Fraser Valley Bandits, then also the rebrand from the Fraser Valley Bandits to the Vancouver Bandits. And we're very fortunate we have some strong local ownership with Brian Slessor-Chuck and Kevin Dollywall, co-owners of the Vancouver Bandits, who are really going to take us to another level. It's been super exciting here, playing now one season at the Langley Event Center. I'm not sure if you've been before, but hopefully you can make it out one time soon. We were able to experience a handful of sellouts this past season, and now with local ownership, we're super excited about the future here.
I've been there for hockey. I haven't been there for basketball, but I will tell you this. We've been following the CEBL since day one. I consider ourselves startup cousins. We're in year 4, and the CEBL's coming out of year 4, and I follow it incredibly closely. And Vancouver, or Fraser Valley's kind of like everything else, Dylan, out there on the West Coast, kind of out there on its own, right? A lot of long road trips, no close geographical rivals, really. But you guys really seem to have been doing well in terms of drawing and so forth. Like, how long have you been with the club? And tell me what the prior 4 years have been like as you move into this new era, really, for the Bandits.
Yeah, I've been with the franchise since 2018. Lee Genier, Josh Knuster, Mike Mariali gave me the trust to really manage this organization then on the business side. I've evolved to manage both business and basketball. But what we've been seeing here in, I guess now Vancouver, the Vancouver region, is there's an appetite for professional basketball. So the Vancouver Grizzlies, over 20 years removed now, and we've now come here to fill that void. There's phenomenal basketball being played in Toronto with the Raptors, but there's appetite in these communities across Canada to have something to call their own. You have the Raptors to call your own from October to March, June. Hopefully June, they're making a deep run. But in the summer, there's a drop off. Where can people access their basketball? What can they have in their own local community? And that's what the CEBL is, and that's what we've been able to achieve here in BC to really become BC's team until another CEBL franchise comes about. But the appetite for pro sports has been evident with the corporate support and the community support and our ticket sales and sellouts. It's been very fascinating to see. And over the 4 years, making it through COVID with the leadership of Mike Morreale has been, a very unique experience. But it's a great leader who's taken us to getting us through COVID was really a big testament to the league. And now that we've made it through, it's evident that people are super supportive of the league with the games that are selling out across the country.
Well, and that's the thing is Canadian Premier League similar. Like I saw Tommy Wheeldon, the coach of the Calgary Cavalry FC, saying most startups don't last, period, let alone through COVID. They've done it. The CEBL's done it. And it's because it's a tremendous product. And our viewers, Dylan, are writing in saying how much they love your logo on your chest. And I'm like, boys, you've had that logo since year one. I think a big part of it is just exposure, right? There's no reason why people should know that logo, right?
No, in BC they do. And with the new ownership now, they have purchased the rights to the Fraser Valley and the Vancouver Metro region, which is part of the rebrand direction, is to be called the Vancouver Bandits now, to be more encompassing of the region. I think now nationally, internationally, the brands start becoming more recognizable with that cachet of the Vancouver name. But you come to BC, the icon is recognizable. We've done a great job, and in return, the basketball community has been super supportive of us in this province. And if you're a basketball player or you're a basketball fan, you likely know who the Vancouver Bandits are.
From Arlen Bruce III, I'm not sure you know that name. He's a former BC Lion. Dylan, he's written in, he says, Rod, I'm not BSing you or the CEBL, but ask them, can I get a special tryout for the Vancouver team, the Bandits? He goes, I was the all-time assist leader in high school. Let's go. It's Arlen Bruce III, Grey Cup champion from 2011 with the BC Lions. I'll just leave that with you two. I'm a connector. Arlen Bruce III and Dylan Kular. So what's next for the Bandits? So you got a long time until next season. So what do you just obviously wrapped up this one. What's next for your club and the league?
For us, from a local perspective, it's starting to connect the community to our ownership group. The interest in the franchise has already gone up at least 2-3-fold since really concluding our past season. And now with the local ownership, they're going to be able to introduce us to some of their networks that are going to really take us to another level. But for us, it's continue doing what we do on a day-to-day basis. The CEBL really prides itself on being embedded in their communities that they play in. So for us, we'll continue doing that, being connected in the local basketball scene, being involved in community events, looking at ways to create our own events outside our season. I think our season is short, 3.5, 4 months, depending on the length of the season. So what can we do outside the season to remain top of mind for people and to add value in our community? So that's going to be a big focus for us. Continue pushing our tickets and setting up people to attend our games. Arguably some of the best entertainment that you can access are CEBL games, and we're very excited to get more people inside our venue. So that's what we're going to be building towards next summer. And from a CEBL perspective, as you know, there's some movement in the league, and there's a lot of interest from a lot of groups across the country to bring teams into CEBL, or at least to their region. And now CEBL is in a position where they can be patient and wait for the right groups, which they've done with us. And I'm thankful for it because we have some great leadership coming here to the Vancouver Bandits.
Well, I would say congratulations on the rebrand, the success and sustainability. And you know where we are. Dylan, if you need any help from us, I think it's a great league, a tremendous product. I don't think it's an insult to say it's mini NBA, and maybe it will rival the NBA at some point. Who knows? But Dylan, thanks for this. Anything else before I let you go?
No, if fans are interested in learning more about the team, they go to bandits.ca or check us out at the Vancouver Bandits on all platforms, and I appreciate your time.
Good stuff. All right. Good luck. Have a great day, Dylan. Thank you. And, of course, our BC viewers checking in from Mr. Feast on YouTube says, I hope BC Place will sell out. Are we talking about for the Bandits? Are we talking about for the Lions? What are we talking about here? There's one thing about BC, and I got obviously been going there for years. Got a lot of great friends out there, particularly in the media. And Ed Willis, the Hall of Fame writer from the Vancouver province, saying the Rocky Mountains are like a vortex. As I'm looking at it from my side, not yours. He's like, we're cut off from the rest of the world out here. So you got your Canucks, you got your Lions, you got your Whitecaps, you got the entire WHL BC division, the BC Hockey League, and now this, the CEBL. I'd like to get out there and make them part of the country. But they got to be part of it. I think these guys do. We'll be right back. More with Moose. Viewer takeover should be great. It's the RP Show on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
I gotta hit the beat.
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM-certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Okay, it's the final segment of the old RP show. It's called Overtime. It's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. You're home for the UFC and the NFL. That guy's been playing volleyball there for quite some time. Let's bring the Moose in, shall we? The Moose. It's going to be fun. Moose, you said at the end of Friday's show, this is the best 2 hours of the day. And it is the best 2 hours of the day. If we can bring the Moose in. Everything was great. What happened? Now we're having audio issues. Okay. I felt like when I asked him if everything was going great at the end of the last segment with him, and he said yes, that I couldn't really believe it, what he was saying. And now here we are. So, Todd in Red Deer, I love this. It can just be me and you again till the end of the show. What really is this me? Is it me? So Todd in Red Deer, regarding his question, saying this year's Riders reminds him of a season with Coach Chamberlain. And I'm like, which season? And, okay, now I'm getting rattling in my head. And I don't think that's the normal. I think it's coming from the studio. Not the normal rattling I hear in my head. That's Darren logging in. Okay. Florida man runs into traffic right after the end of his television show. Watch for that headline later. Todd says, and I said to him, which season are you referring to with Corey Chamberlain? He says, nope, sorry, Rod, but it's better to leave the question open-ended and let you roll. He knew what he was doing. He played me, that son of a... like a fiddle. I think I'm just going to pull my earplug out for the rest of the show. Jason in Red Deer says, what is going on today? Is Mercury still in retrograde? I saw Jed Roberts say Mercury's in lemonade. Yeah, but the Eskimo's great. Jenna Reagan, this is interesting. Jenna watching in Southern California talking about the Dallas Cowboys, which incidentally, Jenna, you might find interesting. I went by Jimmy Johnson's place yesterday. He wasn't there. It's because he was on Fox. Nobody'd seen him there for a couple of weeks, interestingly enough. Todd Pinkney says, Regina Pats home opener September 23rd. Game day deals, free popcorn, 2-for-1 beers, and $2 hot dogs before 7 p.m. puck drop. That should get a good crowd, I would think. In the Brandt Center, I will be Friday night at the Panthers ice stand, the Florida Panthers rink. FAU is opening their season, the Florida Atlantic University Owls. Hashtag Defend Paradise, the Florida Atlantic University Owls men's hockey team. Ryan McCarthy is watching in New York. He says, it's been a while since I've asked, but are we going to have time for Bo Levi Mitchell today? Thanks, Ryan, but we're not even going to make those jokes anymore about Bo Levi because it's not funny anymore. Bo Levi Mitchell may never play again. I think we're putting the Bo Levi little rivalry to bed. Night, night. Kevin the Medium says, I can fill you in on what's happening to Moose. Enlighten me, please, Kevin the Medium. This guy's not joking, by the way. I look forward to chatting with Kevin the Medium privately one-on-one. But why don't you tell us all what's going on with Moose? So it seems like he's having some tech gremlins there in the sweatpants capital. Interesting. David in Winnipeg writes in and says, Rod, does the Queen's passing/funeral have any kind of connection to you? My dad's 56 and was up at 4 a.m. Central to watch. Curious on your take. No, brah. None. Serena, by the way, whom you've met, she's met the Queen. And the next time she's on the air, she'll tell that story. But I have no... I watched a couple episodes of The Queen. Was it on Netflix? And they didn't portray her very well. I was a fan of Princess Di, so I feel like you got to kind of pick one. Well, while we're at it, news update. Canadians are honoring the long life and reign of Queen Elizabeth II with ceremonies across the country. There was a 96-gun salute at Le Breton Flats in Ottawa. If I stumble over my words, it's because today's not going too well, and I haven't read this yet before. Here's hoping there's not a swear in it. There was a 96-gun salute at Le Breton Flats in Ottawa with a salvo for each year of the Queen's life. A parade was also held in the capital city with a march ending at Christchurch Cathedral, where a who's who of Canada's political elite have gathered for a commemorative service for the monarch. Earlier today, the Queen's coffin was lowered into the royal vault at St. George's Chapel in London and will be moved to the King George VI Memorial Chapel for a private burial ceremony in about an hour. And this is where they would say, watch for dating. So, does it have any connection to me? No. But I remember being 8 or 9 years old when Prince Charles and Lady Di got married. I remember staying up and watching that in the middle of the night. It was, and the train of her dress was the longest thing I'd ever seen. Jason in Red Deer says, great show, Rod. With all the weird things going on, I would just stay home the rest of the day. I can't. I got a meeting after this. How about that? At University Commons. Kevin, the medium, says Darren has some friendly souls interfering with him. I'm trying to clear, but dang, they really are not wanting to go anywhere. See, Kevin, from where he is sitting in southern Alberta, can clear out spirits. Not joking. He's done it here. And you people think I'm nuts. Oh, hey, we're out of time. Thank God. Corey May says, when's the Rod Pedersen parade? For what? We'll see you all tomorrow, noon East.
Who has more fun than us?
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.